Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News First at 4 starts now.
Congratulations, you made it the last full day of winter. We're getting a live look here from our Belleville Tower cam. Even though it's not spring yet, it sure does feel like it outside right now, sitting about 70 degrees right now. Thanks for joining us First at 4. I'm Ty Steele, and now we're getting a look at downtown Detroit. Take advantage of this nice weather while you can. Changes are on the way. Kim is tracking storms on the way. Hey, Kim.
Well, we're going to live in the moment for at least this first weather here because it's so beautiful. Our final day of winter brings us sunshine and temperatures that are in the low 70s. But this same time tomorrow will be as much as 30 to 35 degrees colder, and we could be seeing some wet snowflakes. So spring is coming in with much colder weather. In fact, as we look back out to the west, we do have that cold air that's already settled into Green Bay, Marquette, Duluth in the 30s. Chicago has cooled down to 40. So look at the difference between Chicago and here in Detroit and down to Columbus. That colder air is going to make it here by tomorrow. But for now, it is just an absolutely beautiful afternoon. We have so much sunshine, so we're going to check a couple of our sky cams and look at that crystal blue skies in Mount Clemens. We'll go to Southfield, kind of look at the traffic flow there. This time of day can get a little heavy, but look, everything's fine and blue skies. And then the last one, the prettiest shot, I think anyway, is from our Windsor sky cam, and that is where we see almost a picture perfect day. But it has to change. It always does. And we could have some thunderstorms overnight. In fact, the Storm Prediction Center has put us in a marginal risk. So we'll talk about storms and snow and everything else coming up in a few minutes.
All right, Kim, you've got us covered. Thanks. Now to a story that's captured the nation's attention, the death of a 5-year-old boy at an Oakland County medical facility. This is Thomas Cooper. He died in a hyperbaric chamber at the Oxford Center in Troy on January 31st. Today, 4 people attending a virtual court session related to his death. Pamela Osborne joins us live now with the very latest on this case. Pamela, you've been watching this. What happened in court today?
Well, Ty, we did hear from attorneys for all 4 of the people who've been charged in this case. As you mentioned, it was a virtual hearing with 2 of the defendants joining from the Oakland County Jail.
Are you consenting to appear remotely today for your probable cause conference from the Oakland County Jail using Zoom?
Yes.
Judge Maureen McGinnis handling today's proceedings, addressing 2 things in particular. First, the date for the preliminary hearing, which had been scheduled for March 26th next week. And second, conditions for bonds. Let's start with the prelim. Attorneys for all 4 of the defendants asked the judge to push back that March 26th prelim because of the mountain of evidence that exists in this case. Each of them expressed to the judge that they needed more time to review the evidence, to prepare, and she agreed. Here's where there was some disagreement. Tamala Peterson, the founder and CEO of the Oxford Center, and safety manager Jeffrey Mosteller both asked the judge to adjust bond, as both of them have been unable to post it. Judge McGinnis said they would have to write a formal request for her to consider that any further. As for Gary Markin and Delia Moffitt, who both posted bond, their attorneys asked the judge to ease back on their home confinement. Both are wearing tethers and have been ordered to remain at their home aside from medical and or legal appointments. The judge also asked them to submit a formal request before she would review that any further. And where things left off was the judge, although these people are being charged as individual cases, right? She wants to get the prelims on the schedule for the same day. So she's in the process of speaking with those attorneys, trying to figure out exactly how much time they think they'll require to go over this evidence before they can set preliminary hearings for all 4 of those defendants. For now, reporting live in Troy, I'm Pamela Osborne, Local 4. Ty?
A lot more still to come on this case. Pamela, thank you for keeping us up to speed. Today, we're learning more about a major drug bust at the Blue Water Bridge. Nearly 1,000 pounds of cocaine was seized, stopping it from entering Canada from the United States border. Agents found the drugs in 2 separate trucks with a street value of more than $7.5 million. 2 Ontario drivers are now charged with importing and possessing that cocaine for trafficking. Some breaking news right now. Within the last 15 minutes, the House has approved a package of road funding bills. Will Jones has been keeping an eye on the House floor for us this afternoon. Will, what's at stake here affects essentially everyone in the state, right?
Yeah, Ty, as you mentioned, a lot of us take the roads to get to and from. We're talking about a $3.2
$2 billion road funding bill that just passed the House. It's a series of bills, about 9 bills that just passed. And as you mentioned, this is something that impacts everyone. We all take the road. So let's break down the details of this $3.2 billion road funding plan. The House plan will provide about $1.05 billion to fix the roads by switching the sales tax at the pump to the gas tax. Every penny of the tax would go toward infrastructure. It will provide $2.2 billion from the corporate income tax, revenues including more than $1 billion saved by ending what Republicans describe as several corporate welfare programs. House Speaker Matt Hall has made road funding a key priority of his caucus. He held a news conference this afternoon where he challenged Democrats ahead of the vote. These bills are all tied together. Hall says if they become law, a lot of funding will go toward neglected county and municipal roads.
Those are the roads that need it the most, our local roads, the ones we take from the driveway to the highway. If we do that, we're going to make a difference for the people of Michigan, something they actually see and they feel.
Now, these bills got bipartisan support, but this is the first step to make sure you see orange barrels in your neighborhood. The bills have to pass the Senate, which is controlled by Democrats. The House is controlled by Republicans. We're going to have much more on this story, more reaction coming up for you at 5. But for right now, live in Southwest Detroit, Will Jones, Local 4.
All right, well, thanks for getting us up to speed. We'll see you later tonight. A boil water advisory in Ann Arbor has been lifted after 2 days. The advisory was issued Monday due to a water main break on a Plymouth road between Green and Huron Parkway. After testing, though, results show no contamination of the water system. All lanes of Plymouth Road between Green and Huron Parkway are reopened to traffic. Cases of the measles are continuing to go up in the U.S. This year, the CDC already confirmed measles cases in at least 14 states. According to the CDC, the majority of these cases are in people who are unvaccinated. The agency issued an alert advising parents in outbreak areas to consider getting their children an early third dose of the MMR vaccine. As of March 7th, Texas and New Mexico account for the majority of confirmed cases associated with the outbreak. Coming up at 5 tonight, Dr. McGeorge is breaking down the numbers for us and the risks for something similar happening in the state of Michigan.